Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog, where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media, technology, and items of interest that come up during the week that allow us to have a little bit of a dialogue. If this is your first time here to the channel, welcome. If you are watching this on alternative video sites, as well as here on YouTube, I want to thank all of you guys for your continued support.
We start things off with CNBC. Cuomo violated federal state laws as he interfered with multiple women, New York Attorney General says. No, I'm not going to read a single thing from this article because this is not about Cuomo and this particular incident per se, although I know it seems kind of contradictory to say how can it not be about what happened with Cuomo when we have an article about Cuomo, because this is really a distraction. All right? So basically what happened is Andrew Cuomo was the counter to President Trump during the pandemic. So as President Trump was seeing his approval ratings rise, the Democrats needed some sort of response. So they brought out Andrew Cuomo to come on each day and give a New York analysis and assessment of what was going on. I'm not sure why this wasn't brought up with other states, but he was the counterbalance to Orange Man Bad. So this whole thing isn't really about Cuomo and his interactions with females in this Me Too moment. This is a distraction because Team Democrat can't have a person who made decisions about the pandemic that caused thousands of people's deaths. So as we move into the COVID hypersensitive news cycle again, because as you see, the main ingredient here is the fact that Biden is not seeing the numbers that he wants to reach with vaccination. So they have to start generating more COVID attention. So this is a distraction. All right. This is a distraction. Cuomo will survive it. You know, I'm not even interested what even happens in this matter. I think it's despicable, but then again, it's Andrew Cuomo. So there's nothing surprising here. So this article is a distraction, and you guys needed to be aware that this is Team Democrat ensuring that people don't point fingers at Cuomo for making terrible decisions, tragic and deadly decisions during the pandemic, because he was the Orange Man Bad counter champion. So we also learned this week from the New York Post, Dem strategists blast for tweet about COVID-stricken Lindsey Graham. So Lindsey Graham's tweeted out this week, I was just informed by the White House physician, White House. I'm just adding, guys, I'm just making stuff up as I go along. I was just informed by the White House physician I have tested positive for C-19 even after being vaccinated. I started having flu-like symptoms Saturday and went to the doctor this morning. So this isn't even about this particular situation, because what we have here, guys, and you guys are aware of this, and that is we have hate-filled individuals in the Democratic Party who, by virtue of the establishment, was going to make sure that Donald Trump was not going to be president for another 4 years and hold back the establishment. And this hate continues, this boiled up anger, this constant battle of tribal warfare, point scoring that goes on every single day on social media has come to this very ugly situation involving Lindsey Graham and this chief strategist of the Rhode Island Democratic Party, whose name is Coyne-McCoy. And this is the despicable, dark-hearted, hate-filled Democrat stuff that we typically anticipate hearing from these particular individuals. It's wrong to hope he dies from COVID, right? Asking for a friend. This was immediately deleted shortly after. And you would think that with all of the concern about inciting with the Capitol riots and President Trump inciting, that Twitter would jump all over this, right? Well, let's take a look. Well, here we are. Here's Kate right here, and her Twitter account seems to be totally fine. She even wrote down here, I made a mistake. I used poor judgment, which I obviously regret. Well, why? Why do you regret it? You're still on Twitter. You're still able to tweet. Hasn't really caused any problems. I don't see any major, this never trended. This didn't really get out into the open. No one's calling for you to be removed. Well, maybe some people have been asked that she be banned or suspended, but it's not going to happen. Why? Because Twitter is going to protect its bubble, its unit of individuals that are all clumped together, the Twitterati, as I often like to call it. I know I sound kind of weird when I'm speaking. It's just that I have to be extra cautious of what I say sadly, because of individuals like her and groups like her cause me to have to speak in such a weird, bizarre way, because if I say the wrong words or phrase things incorrectly, the AI will demonetize my video, maybe even suppress it. This is why you're probably not seeing as many views to the Friday vlogs as we would normally see, but this is affecting people across the board. So yeah, I'm sorry guys that it sounds so weird when I speak the way I do, or it seems like I stammer and stuff when I'm reading. I'm actually trying to read ahead to make sure that even though I do kind of rehearse some of this stuff. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, so we also find out this week, as of this recording on Wednesday, August the 4th, Biden shows he's ready to make drastic moves in C-19 fight, even if he's not sure they're legal. So here we have the President of the United States saying, you know what, I'm just going to make up rules as I go along and just do things because, you know, the idea here is that we're in such a high level of crisis. Now, you may be asking yourself, this all seems really strange. This all seems really weird. It seems like we're getting at such an absurd point. Well, if you think it's bad now, wait till we get closer to the midterms. Wait till we get to 2024 in the presidential election. If you think things are really brutal and rough and raw now, wait till 2022 or wait till next year and then wait till 2024. Then things are going to get really ugly. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the establishment was going to make absolutely sure that Trump was not going to be president again. So in this particular article, it basically deals with the eviction moratorium, which the Supreme Court ruled as being unconstitutional, but apparently it's been extended into October. So even President Joe Biden doesn't know whether his new federal eviction moratorium, you see, the guy doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what's going on. Right here in the very first line, this is from CNN. Even President Joe Biden doesn't know whether his new federal eviction moratorium for renters is legal as sustainable, or legal and sustainable. So there we have it, guys. We just have a government right now that's just making up the rules as they go along. This is what the establishment wants. This is what the left wants. The left, listen to me very carefully right now. The left is not looking for solutions. They want the system to fail. They want there to be chaos. They want there to be disorder. They want to, like, this committee of superficial people that make decisions on the fly right away. And it's got to be their way. If it's not their way, then they pull out cancel culture, they pull out wokeness, and they pull out the outrage mob. So this is where we are. The back and forth, day-to-day point scoring by the tribes, even with the president saying that he's not even sure if what he's doing is even legal. And that's what I have for you guys for this week.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you so much for the likes, the shares, and the comments. And, of course, below this video, I have links to my various social media sites, so make sure you avail yourselves of that. And we are continuing along with video shorts, kind of an interesting aspect to the YouTube features that we have nowadays. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you guys do to make the channel possible. And if you haven't already, that would be the channel icon appearing right there on the screen. If you're on YouTube, you can click on that to subscribe and then select notifications. That way you'll know when there's content here on the channel, as well as the Friday vlog. And I'll see all of you guys right there behind that camera next week.